Nikki, we are back, son. So are the even the S&P is up 54. NASDAQ's actually one of the leaders in the clubhouse, up 290, a little over a percentage and a quarter if I round up. The Russell up 36, a little over a percentage and a quarter. Volatility in by 42 cents, 1980. But all that means nothing because we've got this man, TP, in the house, Dad. Right. Tasty Extra, how are you?
A massive surge in the S&Ps, and hey, just to drill down just a little bit, if you look at the, Nick, what do they call them, the Mag 7?
Yes.
Of the 7 stocks, when I checked them a couple of minutes ago, the only stock that was down was Meta, of all stocks. So
which
Tesla
is
was up, Google was up, Amazon, all that stuff. And basically the story came out, I think last night or something, that Meta, Facebook, will be using quote unquote millions of NVIDIA's chips in the next year. So NVIDIA rallied on that news, presumably, but Meta is down alone of the Mag 7.
Yeah, NVIDIA up $5. Meta doesn't make the best kind of. I wouldn't want them managing my money. Like, they got into the Oculus, which seemed really kind of silly, and everything else. I don't know. They don't seem to. I don't know.
Have you ever tried one of those things?
Early on,
whatever.
Early on in the infancy of them, yes. And my son has my younger son, not that one, has some sort of apparatus that
Kid has all the toys. You just got a boat this weekend. You're ready. Yeah. What are you going to get him next? A house?
Gotta get him a girl.
Nikki, Nick, I think it's time we start planning your ascension to be the favorite child. Okay?
Thank you. It's been about 35 years. It's been 35 years. Yeah, you know what my ascension has been? I'm the step stool that he uses to get to the next step. I just go down on my back. On my back, he steps on me.
My number one son,
right, we're going to change your attitude, and we're going to get you promoted in the next couple of years.
Thank you. Guys, in the next couple of years? Shit, TP. Come on.
It's been a long time. What do you want from me?
These kids want instant gratification. I gotta
get something off my chest, guys. Guys, I gotta get something off my chest.
Go ahead.
Aliens do not exist.
What? Okay. Oh, come on. Mikey Butler's going to be really, really upset with that proclamation.
I know, and I love Mike. And I know it's fun, and I know it's exciting, but they do not exist. You cannot overcome and I know people are talking about it now. You cannot overcome physics, time, space. It's
what you think. Big. That's what you think,
no,
TP.
And I know you can think, well, what if they do this? What if they do that? No, it doesn't work. So I'm sorry, Nick, if you're like, ooh, aliens are going to come and save us. Nobody's coming to save us.
All right, well, TP, you're in the majority here because on Polymarket, you can tell Michael that he can get 10-1. The chances, will the U.S. confirm, just the U.S. confirm, that aliens exist before 2027, 11% chance. So you can get almost 9-1 if you want to bet.
I wouldn't even trust and at this point, Bat, I wouldn't even trust what they say. It's like they might do it just to screw with Polymarket.
Yeah, that is true. And then in 2028, go psych.
Gotcha.
And they're all floating around on their yachts. All right, guys, let's hit the cherry pick. So if you're looking for the cherry picks, we posted it on the News and Insights on the tastylive website. We are going through the IP warming process with our new distribution system. So we did not send out the cherry picks via email. It is on the News and Insights blog page.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
On tastylive. So what I talked about was crypto. And if you want to talk about a monkey hammer, look at Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin has been brutalized since last October. Mm-hmm. And why? I was long Bitcoin. I got out when it was like 105 on the way down. I didn't sell it at the high. I didn't sell it.
Oh, you sold it on the way down.
Yeah, I sold it on the way down.
Hard sale. Good job out of you.
Yeah, no, and trust me, I had 2 Bitcoin. I mean, I had a tiny position. I was not to blame for this. But basically what it was is Bitcoin got overextended. It's not a fundamental problem with the whole blockchain technology. That's not why Bitcoin fell, in my opinion. I think a lot of big traders, big Bitcoin holders saw it start to sell off, or just saw $120 or 120,000 as like, oh, geez, I can take some nice profits here. And it just sort of cascaded, wiped out the week longs. But as you see, since October, the price of Bitcoin has dropped by about 50% of its value. That is a massive, as I say, Bitcoin got monkey hammered. It's it's been a bloodbath. If you go to the next slide, Nick, that also carried through to things like Ethereum, XRP, and I just pulled 3 because there's so many bloody cryptocurrencies.
Sure.
It's just pick the big 3. They're all down.
You know what?
They're all,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. The interesting thing that I see here, and I know you have year to date, you don't have, but year to date, is that from January or is that from February to February?
It's from January.
So it's from January. So it's just this year. I'm going to change my story. What I was looking at here was when Bitcoin was going up and a lot of these other cryptocurrencies were going up. I said, you got to go with the chalk. I think you have to go with the most liquid one of them, the biggest one of the group. Bitcoin, so goes Bitcoin, so will go the rest of these fringe ones. Where a lot of them were going higher, but a lot of them were also, getting hit too. You weren't getting the benefit of the up move in the market on some of these fringe kind of crypto coins. I was wondering how much these are down for the year. I know Ethereum is down significantly off of its highs, cut in half also, but I'm not familiar with XRP if that too is cut by 50%.
Close.
Yeah, they've all been whacked.
Yeah.
And if you go to the next slide, Nick, I think that shows the correlations. No, I'm sorry, I didn't include the slide, so we can just stay on this one. But the point is, the correlations between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and most of the other cryptos like Dogecoin or Light, what's the Light one, LTH? It's the correlation's like 90%. So crypto in general started the story last fall was crypto crashing. Right now, the story is AI crashing.
Yeah.
Right. So the AI stocks are getting crushed now. Late last year, it was the cryptocurrencies getting crushed. So the whole the whole market. What's the word? Philosophy or what's driving the market has changed a little bit. AI is not crypto necessarily, and what's going on in the crypto market. If you look at these stocks that you pulled up, Nick, thank you. These are a bunch of, everybody knows Coin. It's an exchange. Some of these other ones are actually mining stocks. There are companies whose job is to mine the cryptos and make money off of that. What's interesting with no kidding that they're all down in the same amount of time. When the cryptocurrencies fall, their assets fall. In other words, their mining activity is not as valuable. Makes sense. But what I don't realize, I'm sure lots of people out there, our viewers certainly understand this stuff better than I do. Those mining stocks are really infrastructure and data center companies. Okay. Why is that? Because if the 3 of us wanted to start mining cryptocurrencies profitably, not just setting up a spare computer in Nick's bedroom or whatever, no, you have to have massive server power, sucking in huge amounts of energy with a lot of physical space. So it's as much of getting that infrastructure together before you press the button and say, all right, let's start mining Bitcoin. Let's start mining Ethereum. So if we go look at some of these stocks, one of the problems with these stocks, though, Nick, is most of them do not have liquid options. Coin's not bad. Riot's not bad. XYZ's not bad. The only one that I kind of like the looks of was Mara. Now, what's going on with Mara? So just like I said, the story with Mara, it's one of the weakest performers on this chart. It's down about 60% over the past few months. And the point is that Mara is a Bitcoin miner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we lost him. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go. He's back. We lost him. He's back.
All right. So the thing about Mara is that it is negotiating with the French government to take a controlling stake in one of the French national electricity company subsidiaries. It's a data center subsidiary. So what does that do for Mara? It gets the data center, and it also ties into the French national electric system. So it kills two birds with one stone. That's why I was looking at Mara. If we go to the next slide, Nick.
You didn't have to convince him. He went out.
I just
and
bought a
the
couple
stock.
shares.
Yeah. Has earnings February 25th.
You're still okay, Nick. We got to work on this.
I'm sorry. The trigger fingers are quick. I shoot first.
No. I get it, Nick. You're excited. So the point is about Mara. It's a $7 stock, right? But it has massive IV rank, and its options are fairly liquid. Okay, it's fairly tight bid-ask spread. Really, Nick, Tony, I don't care about the story. I really don't. Yeah. I care about the options. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's really it. Everything else is context. Sure. So if I'm looking for a trade, okay, Mara, what? Has tight bid-ask spreads. That's the liquidity part. Volatility, got 94% IV rank. Awesome. Okay. Probabilities, yeah, I'd sell like the 6 put in the March expiration year. And the call skew is pointed towards the call side. So I'm not saying Mara is going to go up, but the market sees risk to the upside. Mm-hmm. So for a small account, if you have a couple of $1,000s in an account, $5,000, something like that, and you're doing the whole trade, small trade off and approach, and you want a low capital requirement exposure to the crypto mining space, mm-hmm. Mara, this has what, a buying power effect of about $230. Mm-hmm. That's manageable.
Yeah.
Has an 82% probability of capturing its max profit, half of its max profit of about, I think I could sell this, I don't know what you got, Nick, and I didn't look at these prices today, but about 36 cents. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is a trade that you could consider if you're bullish on the Bitcoin mining space for a low amount of capital with a high probability of success. That's it.
I like it.
I like it. I did kind of the same thing. I just bought shares, but I like it. I think, it's a call option stock.
Yes.
At $7, It can only go to zero. So, that's your risk. Mm-hmm. So
that is your risk.
I also sold puts in Block XYZ. So I thought that one was interesting too, kind of on the lower end of where it's been trading. 50 has kind of been the spot. And it's, not just crypto. It's got, we talked about Square and Cash App as well.
Mm-hmm. And to your point, Nick, this is blockchain is the technology mm-hmm. that is underneath the cryptocurrencies, right? Yes. And a lot of these, it's a big technology thing. And so, Nick, you're right. These companies, some do it better than others, mm-hmm. right? Block might be doing it better than others. So yeah, sell a put in that one. It's all the same idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I like it.
I like it too.
Thanks for watching. If you want more context and more ways to think about markets, check out more of our videos. And don't forget, give us a like, comment, subscribe, and watch Tasty Live.